Hello and welcome to Citizen Sleeper. Join us as we embark in a new body and a new life aboard the Eye, making many a friend and foe as we venture forward into the unknown. Enjoy. Hello and welcome to a very special stream today. We are going to be playing Citizen Sleeper. Now I know the demo for the second game will have just come out by the time you're seeing this, but I really wanted to play it. I've played it before. I played it a few years, well, when it came out actually, and just decided, you know what, I want to play it again. Here we are. So, without further ado, let's make a game. Now, I played this on Xbox over Christmas one year, and now I've decided let's get it on Steam, so we can play it again. Obviously, it's not a very long game. I'm probably going to separate the DLCs from the main game, but I hope you enjoy it. Now comes the decision of which character to use. So we have Operator. An operator works with drones and high-precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work, usually cerebral and precise people. Okay, so it says -1 to endure and +1 to interface. And you've got an extractor. Is that it? Just the two? Oh no, there's a machinist. Looks quite cool, to be honest. Machinist repairs and modifies automated systems used in industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned to machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. So -1 to engage and +1 to engineer. And then we have the extractor. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. Okay. So +1 to endurance, -1 to intuition. I am curious as to which to use. I think machines could be interesting, but I do like the idea of interface because I know digital stuff will be quite important. An extractor could be good, but then I don't think we're going to be doing much extraction. I'm going to go with operator. Again, I'm very excited for this, to play again. Unknown, where are you? The first thing you become aware of on waking in the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting, minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. At its worst when waking, when your self has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Think of that body, or forget that body. Think of that body. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day, the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach, until you can't tell one from another. The cold slips in, behind and around you, and the sensation fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body. Given your current circumstances, the walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard at your face and back, cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain, at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now there are thousands of them. Remember the plan or remember others? Remember others. You remember there were 10 of you, 10 that could no longer stand the indentured work, the routines, the slow decay, 10 whose belief in their promised future was slowly dismantled day by day, until they realised they had sold away everything that could and would ever matter. 10 of them would escape, or at least die trying. Some were lost in the shaft. Others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock, even if, in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reach any destination. Try to rest or wait for the cold. Try to rest. But you are restless. It's been a long time since you left. Surely weeks, maybe months. You are dully aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. You've been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body is still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You've spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of which you were once a person. Rest. Time passes, the cold creeps in further. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indicator of its presence. Your joints release from their rigour. Sound too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud your body ducks your hearing to protect your senses. Then light. White as the cold, softer and softer, until in a haze of dirty yellow a figure appears. You are out. Ooh. Look at this. Dragos, pragmatic salvager. Ooh. Ah, old cool looking guy. It's been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in the corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately carved element of an improvised heater. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, sleeper, you all forge yet? Almost, or stay silent. Go for almost. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must be better perseverance in sub-zero vac. Seen more than a few of your frozen solids at all plates, or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. And hey, Bridge, how are you, my friend? Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech. His headset with its glinting eyes, the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irises eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Yeah, how you doing, my friend? We're playing a bit of a different game today. One I've been wanting to play on the channel for a little while. Thought we'd give it a go. I hope you enjoy, Bridge. Last living sleeper that come through this yard was a while ago. Didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment, or perhaps he was just figuring out what to do with you. I plan to survive. What happened to them? Stay silent. What happened to them? He ignores your question. Unasked what led you to do it, to sell yourself to a corporation, and I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now, and you're just software, a rogue emulation, illegally possessing corporate property. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells, the promise of a life off-world, but as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that those aren't your memories anymore. Those are the things you know, but not things you feel. You're no longer that person. You're an offshoot, a copy. What you don't know is what's ahead. At the very last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. SNARP wants to protect their property, but if they can keep hold of you, well then no one can. Or if they can't keep hold of you, no one can. You remember that too, or at least the rumours of it, from other sleepers. Planned obsolescence, a built-in dependence on what the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down. Separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, sleeper, you're one of the lucky ones. Dragos glared up and away, towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. The eye? The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with, he trails off. There is an old freighter container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you're welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion, fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Nod. Alright. You head up on there. You look like you need some rest. When Dragos walks back to the wrecks, his drone's already converging on a rusting hulk. Plasma flashes silhouettes, his spindly figure as he returns to work. So this is a game where it's sort of like you're on the eye, you're like this escaped robot type thing. Like your mind is that of a real human. You've been put into a machine. You've escaped this corporation, whatnot. You do like roles. You have to do things. I know your character like will die of time. It's interesting. I hope you enjoy it. It's going to be a bit different. And sorry to anyone who's like, oh, this guy can't even read properly. For some reason, when I read out loud, sometimes the words mess up. So my apologies. So hopefully we'll get better with it together. Tutorial introduction. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you may need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end the cycle now. Empty container, you're home for now. End the cycle. All cycles need to end. Rest and prepare for the next one. End cycle. And we have a robot snooze. You wake up. You wait curled up in the corner of a container and begin slowly assembling the world around you. Container, 4 steel walls, a bit eerie. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake up in now, strange and disjointed. Its messages readable but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are, on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know, after all this time. Escape, getting answers, building a life. Maybe you did get lucky. Finding yourself here, maybe here, on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. But before you can build anything, you'll need to learn to survive. Maybe if you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. A mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood when you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring, like the station, skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright, polygonal shapes, like angular suns, burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you've finished drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Ooh, look, we have these. So, condition. Your condition represents the current state of your artificial body. It depletes by 1 segment each cycle, but can be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. Your condition bar emptiness will... Oh, sorry. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. You'll have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. 2. Action dice. At the start of each cycle, and you'll roll your action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you have. Once you've used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and you must rest to recover them ending the current cycle. You also need energy to survive you eat to survive. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you'll need to find food to get somewhere. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you'll be starving. When starving, energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will also deplete double rate per cycle. So which is our food? Okay, so this is food, this is our roll, this is us not dying, pretty much. Got it. Leave. Dragos is standing in the corridor where you close the container, and you close up the container. He is still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor you realise it isn't planted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? Okay or not good? Not good. The drone chirps, Dragos nods. You notice that beneath the operator's rig and his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So I'm going to chit-chat for long. You well enough to work? Sure. Alright then. He nods. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old hulks down, sell them off the shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally we pull out some tech, something with a bit more scrap value, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good and here, but I figure as a sleeper you'll be used to more manual labour, and obviously I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. Chits? These. Pulls out a handful of small metal bars. Air-walled cryo, isolated from the market. That's what we used to trade out here. He stuffs them back in a pocket. He shuffles on his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can and sleep as well. He trails off. Things being this way, they are. You help me at the yard. He pauses. I need help. Happy to. Okay. He pauses, thinking something else. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. He nods distractedly and turns to walks away from you. The drone hopping along behind him. See you later, he calls out. Also, I'm not sure if I'm going to do voices for everyone. I don't know why I decided to give him a voice. We're doing it now. Right, let's go to this shipyard. Repeatable. So actions are primary where you interact with the world of citizen sleeper. To perform an action, click and drag your action dice to the slot. Actions reward you with plot progression, energy, conditions, or items depending on the outcome. There are 3 types of positive outcome. Positive, action goes better than expected. Neutral, the action succeeds. Negative, the action fails. Okay, so 100% positive, 50%, 25. Okay, cool. Cool. Skill. So we have skill at things. Okay, got a rough idea of how this all works. Okay, so hold the section. Debt called in. Dragos is tied up. It's likely anything this payment to. Things get nasty. Business. Okay. Only a salvage or hold this section, which is better. Okay, we'd be better to do engineer since insurance is not our best sort of outcome. We also want to get his debt sorted because he's been good to us. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the action bar that fills them, and they track your actions and how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something, good or bad, is about to happen. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Dragos' debt, are cycle locks. These clocks tick themselves once each cycle and can complete without player input. Any active cycle clocks will be displayed on the icon of that location. Okay, cool. In Citizen Sleeper, you unlock drives that you to discover more about yourself and the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives depending on the path you wish to take. You can track drives, and any tracked of a drive will place a yellow marker on the location that will help you pursue your goal. Access your drive in the menu via the arrow top left of the screen. Cool. Drives and navigation. You're now free to explore Islands Eye and make a life for yourself here. Try tracking a drive to help you survive. Look for food to keep your energy up and a way to recover condition. Fill clocks to progress stories and find new opportunities. Remember to uncycle your home when you're out of dice. Okay. So we're doing more back in business stuff. Obviously again this is risky, but see. We can do this, nice. But then we're worse at that, so let's try it. Let's see, come on, we can do it. Yes! Okay, I'm not going to risk another, just because I feel like with 3, that's pretty intense. So we've got 2 docks, and Rotunda, Old Dock Terminal, we've got Bright Market, and we've got Lurend Gate, and Shipyard, and then we can't go any further this way. Cool, we're on a space station. It's pretty neat. Let's have a look. So there's our home. We want to try and find something to eat, because I think we've got 1 more days of food before we starve. So that's a Rotunda. Okay, so there's explore, watch list, and there's still dock plans. Okay, don't really want to get into a life of crime just yet. Stuff about the docks. Take several seconds to reach starboard belt. Turn, load with scrap from old wrecks. Okay, so we can loot stuff in there. What about here? Merchants willing to run the gauntlet of the Helion system are rare. Those that do always return eventually. Okay, interesting. Then we have Bright Market. As for directions, why wonder when there are hundreds of people that live and work within the Bright Market? All you need is the courage to approach them. And then you've explored the market. The smells, sounds and buzzing activity of the Bright Market makes it a dizzying place to wander, but an enticing one too. And that will increase our local knowledge of the place. Oh, this could go badly, but let's try it. Let's try it. Positive? Yes! Okay, we had 1 positive outcome of that. Some local knowledge. And we're out of dice. So we've got a Sabine, a Slum Doctor unlocked. Ooh, interesting. Looks like we need to go to sleep for the night. You haven't finished the cycle. Cleative seems to proceed. What? Oh, that must be Sabine, okay. Next comes a call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue. Try not to bring attention to yourself. You are thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place, but now that you are here you aren't so sure. The ganging enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips and decaying hab block, they have all but made the long queue a test of your nerve. But your options are few, and without a supply of stabiliser this body, your body, will. You suppress a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. Look inside, look at the enforcer. Let's look inside. You lean against the doorframe and look into the apartment. The entryway is dark, punctuated by the green indicators of stacks of sealed containers. You lean in and see amber light filtering through a far doorway, screened with plastic sheeting, beyond which blood shapes move. The slap of the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. Wait your turn, he growls. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway and you catch a distant voice. Send in the next one, Toshiro. The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushes through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment you are transfixed by the motion. Come, sit, calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away. Replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame, you are a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. And just to say, welcome to anyone who's joining the stream. Hello. The Doctor in the Bright Market, Sabine. Oh, that's quite a cool outfit. The figure turns, and as soon as you see pardon me, the figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouths as if to speak, they blink, and then quickly regain their composure. Please sit. They gesture to the bed, then turn to the open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to the eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness, unmistakably etched across their face. How long have you been on the station? They asked. Their scanner still to their eye. A few cycles, they answer. A few cycles. They nod. It's good you came to me. They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up the sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying. They say it without ceremony, without a drama, but not without empathy. SNARP doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose. To prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case escaping, they've built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which SNARP remains the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? How do you know this? They shift in their seat. You aren't the first leaper I've counted. You wait for more, but they go back to their inspection. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Sabine says, and you're unsure if they meant for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. Emulations, like you, sleepers, and most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You've no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm, and SNARP likes no reason to release stabilizer to the market. Sabine looks up as if to apologise again, but then stops themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to the tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say anything. Something, anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help, they sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes. Hearing the fatigue in their voice, they gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside? You nod. He works for my benefactor, yet again. They're influential in the low end. They give me the space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. They look away. who yet again has connections, smugglers from the Starwood Belt, mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous, and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Why help me? Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by shadows of passing drones. Let's see if this works first. I'll let you know when we'll have a lead. You nod and leave, Sabine still staring out and moving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panel of the roof to see if you can see their face. But the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. So, potential salvation, I say. Hopefully it works out. It's pretty cool though. And let's end the cycle. Have a snooze. We're probably going to run out of food this time, I imagine. Ooh. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment, you are gone. Absent from your body, from your own body, stretched out across a colourless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. The threads become vectors of exchange and their extensions as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into millions of distributed nodes. They connect to you. You see the station. No, you feel the station, like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. Observe or touch it. Ooh, I'll observe it. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you see/feel the map of the station. No, not the map of the station, but the map of its connections. It is a looped cloud, with spokes and spires that jut out into space. It is an ingrown thing, full of obsolete loops and severed pathways. It is a system, a map, and a territory, all at once. You notice a tugging feeling, pulling at you insistently, as if it were a small child. Somehow in its pulling in two directions at once, you look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second and you feel in waiting there. The station's splayed. Wait, you feel in waiting there. The station's splayed out across your mind, a storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored, and then it's gone. Okay, so we need to go and eat. Like, massively. Let's leave. I'm just thinking, where can we go to eat? Probably with the market. Listen, don't worry about that bridge. Right, that's the directions. Let's explore the market again. Let's use one of our lower ones. I'm sure it'll be positive. Hope so. Yay! We've fully explored the market. Nice. Ooh, noodle shop. So there is a auto exchange. Let's have a little look here first. Play the exchange. The flow of chits and components in the exchange is complex, but a sharp eye and some tight trades connect you good margin. Sell components. The auto exchange is hungry for new hardware to buy up, break down and sell off, and you're happy to supply it. Okay, so we can sell scrap, or we can play the market, and we get trusted trader. After that, interesting. Let's head to this. Emphis, street food vendor. Emphis is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables in some red flecked dressing. The smell is incredible. Okay, so all of the ingredients on him. I imagine it would be quite tough to get ingredients for stuff in space. Like, wow. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it in plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. Let's just watch for a second. Despite the queue, Emphis doesn't rush. He dresses each portion individually, squeezing precise slugs of liquid from an assortment of bottles into the bowl of torn leaves and bright slices, before tossing them loosely together. Occasionally, a waiting customer might mutter something about efficiency, but Emphis remains steady in his process. After a while, the queue fades back into the crowd, and Emphis sets down his metal bowl and looks up across the burner to see you watching him. I can feel your eyes burning a hole in my bowl. Free sample? Nod. He gestures neatly. Come over. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks. The earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy, the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the gas burner is like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you sleepers, Emphis says. Says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. A hard life with a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. Tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his wok. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility and its sudden arrival. You tell him the cold and dark of the container, and the endless cycle spent within it. Now it seems, you tell him, like some dream that you once had but can never forget. You tell him that the eye excites you and scares you, and you're unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually tail off, running out of the words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time, we can talk some more, he smiles. But next time, you pay. He slams a heavy hand against a button of the burner's side and shuts it off. The roar of the flames and its impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the wok. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up with like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Ah, that's nice. Little free meal for being kind to someone. Love the idea. Right. We want to work at the scrapyard. We want to help our friend out, just because he, you know, is the first person to be nice to us while we've been here. So let's do, let's do some whole section. Let's do it. You can do it. Yes, we're getting close. Also, I forgot to, aha, there we are. So we've got no points at the moment. Oh no, wait, do we? No, we haven't. That's what I thought we did, so oops. Again, thank you for joining me with this bridge. I feel like this is going to be a very different game to what we usually play, and if you've made it to this point in the video, thank you so much. And this is in prep because the demo for the second one released today, and I know it released in 2025, so I really wanted to play this to get it on the channel, and then we're ready for when the next one comes out. Sourcing stabilizer, Sabine thinks we can get some sourced. Oh, so we just have to wait for this anyway. Okay, that's just going to happen. Then let's, you know, let's just help Dragos pay off his debt. Let's do it. Let's do some holder section. There we go. So Dragos, pragmatic salvager. Let's go and see Dragos. You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, isn't she? Oh, I've forgotten the voice I gave her already. She's a beauty, isn't she? Dragos stands to the side, focusing on the hulking ship as it's loaded to the yard. She is. What is it? Looks ugly to me. She is. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up. And now look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what happened, what became of its crew. What happened? Stay silent. What happened? What do you mean? Glances at you. I managed to convince our salvager friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. No, what happened to the ship? Or credit? I'll say credit. We may have done well, but we can't afford a down payment on this one. He pats you on the shoulder. Don't worry, we'll make it back once we chop this beauty up. You sigh, but Dragos doesn't seem to notice. The ship creaks like a carving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm going to need some help with this one. The drone starts to crawl over the hulk, their lights illuminating flashes of dented metal. Watching, you wonder if you arrived at a similar fashion. Locked inside the container, the wreckage of the S&R freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Was the container delivered to Dragos on its own? A womb for your rebirth into this strange station. You shudder. Perhaps, if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to understand to trace the path that led you to this yard. Dragos squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we were up to it. What do you think? You see the faded name of the ship emblazoned on the side. Winter Light. Let's do it. He claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. A real beauty, Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting and then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Ooh, we got one drive. Hey, and we got an achievement. I don't think it's popping up, but we paid off our first step. You completed your first drive. Each drive completed unlocks an upgrade point to spend on upgrading your character. Access your character menu via the arrow button at the top of this right screen. Okay. Oh, that could be good. Recover energy at home. Thrill Seeker. Predictive reasoning. Dice actions to play potential positive and negative outcomes. That could be really good. Chance to gain a random scrap. Double data rolled. And I wouldn't mind just offsetting this. That's what I wanted to do. Just that way, at least any roll we make isn't negative. And I think photosynthetic skin will be really good, actually. Self-repair could be good as well. I'm just thinking. There's a lot to this game. I just want to make sure it's all saved. Oh yeah, I guess it saves from when we're sleeping, right? Suddenly cycle. I'm curious if we lose 2 food or 1 food. We lose 2 food, okay. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering light. It's pretty much like a visual novel, but we make a lot more decisions, Bridge. Like, there's a lot more to it. It's like a visual novel, but then we have dice rolls which affect the outcomes of the actions we do. So it's it can go either way. So if we don't have good dice, and we use our best dice on something else and get bad rolls on another, we could lead to unintended bad consequences. So it's quite interesting. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights, like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads you see bright shapes, caches of simmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring. Through these forms, then leap into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops that it seems almost impossible to pass, but you begin to try. Yeah, you know what? You really feel in the mood for this game. So sorry if my voice pulls you away from it. I remember when I played it originally, obviously I wasn't speaking, so getting a bit more used to it. But hope you enjoy nonetheless, really. Focus on the thread or focus on the nose? Let's focus on the threads. There are more threads than you can count. You choose one that passes nearby and approach it. As you inspect it, you understand why you instinctively chose the word thread when you first saw them. They're not single lines, but rough, fuzzy things woven from data strings of all kinds. I'm still muting myself. I'm just muting myself better today. But it's not as bad as the other nights, so thankfully I'm not coughing everywhere. The threads and nose, passages and puzzle boxes. One leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. Look out across this giant landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see 2 lines, 2 threads pulling you in different directions, as if they were tied around you. The first thread leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. The second thread leads you in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it this time. You see something, a sphere shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. Your eyes open. Time is short. Hunted. Someone out there is tracking you, following your trail. It won't be long before they arrive. Oh, and we have a 1 star. That's not good. Tutorial, the cloud. Something has changed inside you. You can now access the data cloud of the eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data. But be careful, these networks are old and strange. Click the eye button at the top of the menu to toggle this view on and off. So that, where is that? I haven't seen that. Ah, there. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Let's look at the one near where we live. Save map. It's last time stamp 1,000 cycles ago. Data action, loading data nodes, yeah, that's fine. If you have a +1 or +2 modifiers in the interface skill, you will give given more possible dice to match. You can use any dice to match the display. Ah, okay! So we've got to match the display here. Yeah, it feels it, doesn't it? Extract data. Let's see what we get. I'm interested to see what we get. 1 encrypted key. So is that this in our inventory now? So items, we've got cryo, and then encrypted key. Station's aging maglocks. Ah, okay. So that needs a 2, might as well just chuck it in. Bypass, extract the data. So what was that one? I didn't see it. Guess it was a key again. Right, let's. Ooh, as you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread strung tight around you. It tethers you in place. A taste. The voice makes you shiver. Its source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. Ooh. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown. Astringent. Processing. Resist. You struggle against the thread and it tightens in response. A glittering garrote. Please hold. Hunter. Sentient protocol unraveling. That is terrifying. Okay. The thread around you thickens until it is a ring. A cylinder. A tunnel of light circling around you. It is blinding for a moment, and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. A strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. What are you? The shape paces around you on lithe legs, though there is no ground here to pace on. Entity, identify. Origin, serial, cadence. The figure faces you expectantly. Sleeper, SNR, I don't understand, stay silent. I think in this scenario it's to stay silent. Refusal. The figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature, of and not of. Attempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head. Thick, snaking, vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. Stop or run. Run! You kick off and glide away through the cloud. The threads surging after you like predatory tentacles. They follow, wrapping the space around you until you are held within its web. A web of tentacles closing. Stop! Hunter halts its threads, its head twitching. Entity! Your identity is unknown. We only seek to collect illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? I am a person. Incorrect. You're an entity. All at once, Hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste. The one in the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. Sealed dock? I don't understand. Sealed dock? An entity hides in the rotunda. You're its puppet. Hunter extends a razor-edged threat. I will not be diverting from my task. It glows with murderous intent. Strike! You lash out with all your force. Not a physical strike, but focusing. A spike of interference leaping out like the tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. Wake up. You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. Which is understood, really. Okay. So Hunter appears if we do stuff in that world too much. I like how it changes so much, though. Ooh, creepy. So data, we've got 3 or 2 encrypted keys, and we've got 75 credits. So who knows how much that is worth, or cryo, sorry. So we've got the shipyard here. We've obviously got Dragos yard, which obviously has stuff to do. Probably end up doing winter light quite quickly, hopefully. But for now, why don't we have a look at one of these places? I mean, what did we need to do this? Do we have anything that needed to happen in these places? So that one, no. What about this one? No, nothing to do here. Obviously that's maxed out. It's doing stuff. Got the auto exchange. Got the stall, which I guess we just eat again already, right? Would make sense. Container. We haven't actually been to the shipyard. Let's have a look. So this is the shipbreaker, a shipbuilder. You don't have the connections, but you do have skills. You can use the shipboard to notice them. You might be in. All materials as a newcomer, you can gain favour by grabbing a load of materials and asking the nearest yard where to take them. So both get into the yard and handle them. We probably should head for food again, right? So this case we just buy it. Fungus fan. Let's just input. What do I just drag it? Oh, we do drag the credits. Okay, cool. And we're full up. Lovely. We lost some money, but we gained some rep with him. Sabine surgery needs another session. We could make some money. Play the exchange risky, but... Ooh, didn't mean to do that. Play the exchange is risky, but this is like 100%. So we might as well give it a go, see what happens. Okay, so we've got 19 cryo. So that's sort of paid for our meal. Okay. Let's head to sleep, but we are hunted, which wouldn't be great to know you're being hunted, right? It's like, okay, from one end you're being pulled, one end you're being, like, pulled out. Like, thrust, I guess? As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait up! Turn. Feng. Havenage Systems Engineer. Feng is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. Do I know you? He grins. You do now. He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around. Just wanted to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back to the container, shakes his head. Rough, it can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erlin said? The eye opens for us all. Nice idea, but well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. We? You pass together into the main hallway. Havenage, we're all one dysfunctional family. Feng puts an arm around you. I'm not part of the security branch though. Don't worry, I'm with systems. Systems? Everything on the eye runs on. Everything the eye runs on. He places a hand along the passage wall. This place is a ruin, but systems keep it spinning somehow. At least we try to. Also, I feel like that isn't the accent for it. It sounds too like, I don't think I can keep that accent. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. You look around, and well, I know a little about you, sleepers. I have a little proposition for you. You glance around. This is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare. Then, when you're settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say about is true about you sleep as well, then there's work to be done. He pats you on the back, his voice brightened, his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. Okay, interesting. So Sabine will be finished. So let's quickly just head to Dragos yard. Oh, what do you mean the usual criminal twist? I have never actually had a criminal twist, I'd like to remind you. Never. Never. Right, let's start work on the winter light. Ah! Negative outcome. I don't know. I don't think we're technically a criminal yet. I don't mean yet. I mean ever. We're never a criminal. We'd never do that. Oh, what did we find? Oh, we found some scrap. Ooh. Ship mine fragment. Ooh, interesting. And then we'll just use our 6 action here. This doesn't pay us, but we can find answers. We get scrap and stuff. Aha, scrap components. Nice. Yeah, we're not criminals yet, I imagine. No, I guess technically we were already a wanted criminal. Like, people want to actively kill us because of what we are. Which isn't great. It's not the nicest. Let's head to the exchange. Let's sell some scrap. Useful salvage to the right person. Let's sell it. And we got some money. Lovely. Right, let's head to Sabine. The first thing you see on entering is the glint of Toshiro's implants, like a cat's eyes in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with a case open in front of them, a set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, retaining its warm light. I've no idea how yet again they trailed off. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I've no idea what it appears to be. I don't care. I'm the test case? That seems to be the case, unfortunately. I'm not sure we have another choice. They gesture for you to sit on the bed. The stabilizer works under a similar principle to your immunosuppressant in a transplant operation. In that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. Sabine holds up a vial of the would-be stabilizer. However, unlike immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains, which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs. Immunosuppressant. I'm getting there. I am getting there, Bridge. Which means the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. I was like, the moment I saw, please repeat immunosuppressant, I was like, that's clipped. I know it. I think there's going to be some amazing clips of me flubbing words. They glance away. At least if the stabilizer is genuine, the only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. They begin readying the syringe. I'll start with a small dose to limit the risk. Okay, let's do it. An entire reading miss literally. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe and you watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection, but with little response. A sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzying, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness, muffled noises like an argument heard from underwater, prickling waves of cold. You sit back up. Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Awake? Yes, what happened? The stabilizer is genuine. They sit down beside the bed. I don't know how yet again acquired the case of this stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more, but you are going to have to do that somewhere else. They gesture to the door. I have other patients. Sorry. Sabine nods towards the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. If you're going to need to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room and they return to their glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you've been out. Sabine? Nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that. You manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. So we've got hey, we're stable! Which means we'll have more dice rolls, which is awesome. So, just in case you weren't here when it happened, Bridge, basically the stability is what gives us more dice rolls whenever we rest, so having that at max is brilliant. Obviously our food will go down next session, but actually no, we can just buy some more food now, actually, I believe. Yeah, let's do that. Lovely, lovely. More nibbles. More space mushroom. Delicious. I wonder how much it costs, by the way. So it costs 100! Okay, so 100... Whew! Doesn't play around, but that's fine. We can manage that. Let us head for a kip. Someone's coming. We're being hunted. We're gonna wake up screaming today? No! Food went down. Ah, but look at all of those. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely. Let us get to that. Feng, Haven System Engineer. Let's quickly do the Dragos shipyard stuff, because again, we want to help Dragos. He was the first person to help us on the station. We need to. Let's see if I can get a positive result. Yes! Yeah! That's what we'd like to see. Come on. We can do it. You can go down there, start this action. This should, hopefully, if it goes really well, finish it. Nope. If this goes really well, finish it. Come on. Ah! I went to yard clearance. Huh. That's interesting. Come on, you're better. Yes! There we go. We got some scrap over there. You squeezed into the office at the entrance of the yard. You lay out everything you have on the winter light across the metal desk. Your makeshift forensic notes glow on Dragos' old writing slate, overlapping lines and scrawled annotations. A set of drone scans filled the small terminal with a spectrum of colours, a heat map of damage and decay. A crumpled printout from the officer's ship registry lies beside them. Synthetic paper so thin it is almost transparent. Look at the monitor, look at the slate, look at the printout. Look at the printout. A plain list shows the registration history of the Winter Light. The gaps between the entries tantalisingly opaque. Its first registration was a couple of thousand cycles ago on this very station, logged at the central hub. From here the registry tells the story of a busy ship, one that rarely stayed on station for more than a few cycles, and often took on voyages that kept it away from the eye for up to 100 cycles. The Winter Light got little rest. Look at the slate. Your attempts at reconstruction of the Winter Light before its fatal accident consist of a series of overlapping sketches and diagrams, showing possible layouts and configurations of the gutted cutter. This was no off-the-shelf model, it was heavily modified, parts replaced with inventive configurations, and the new retrofitted into the old. Handmade joints and reconditioned filters. This was someone's pride and joy. A lifetime project kept running with care and intuition. It also contained a set of hidden compartments. You missed them at first where the hull had been thickened, the corners rounded to disguise the change, but they're there. Reactor failure. That is the verdict that anyone would have returned after a cursory glance at these stacked heat maps of the remains of the Winter Light. On the terminal screen, the ship is shown in sections, blotches of colour marking the approximate damage the ship sustained. Dominating the view in a single blood-red rose, radiating from the ship's fraction drive, a simple story, a catastrophic failure of the drive core, leading to the fatal hull breach, a well-documented failure, likely brought around by wet misuse. Yeah, it's weird, right? It's like, we think of time as this, like, really, like, it's just happening in minutes, and it's like, absolutely not. It's like, it's just a cycle, you know? One cycle of a day, one cycle of the, you know? It's so cool. But you aren't looking at the rows of the reactor. You're looking at a smaller, paler mark, one that might be easy to miss at first glance. It is thumbprint sized and delicately placed over the control servos for the ship's main external airlock. Continue. It suggests a controlled, shaped explosion, one designed to punch through the hull and allow access to the airlock from the outside. You're looking at it because it's troubling you. An old ship, many cycles under its belt, carefully maintained. A reactor failure preceded by a carefully concealed external entry. A suit of hidden compartments tucked away. This was the Winter Light, and this was its story. But there's not the full story, because there's something else. It's little more than a list, a tiny chunk of data you're able to pull from the ship's systems. The main systems were fried, of course, but the Winter Light had a separate system, one tucked away in one of its hidden compartments, armoured, air-walled. This list, the only recoverable piece from the whole system, is a partial inventory. It details the contents of a hidden compartment. Some of it you recognise, some of it you don't. Ship-mined ROMs, shimmer, cryochenkos, and then the final entry, passenger, sleeper. You stare at the list on the terminal and try not to think about what it was like arriving here, in the cold for so long, half frozen in the freighter container. Had this sleeper been smarter, luckier? How had they convinced the Winter Light, a smuggler's ship, if you ever saw one, to extract them from SNR? Luckier, You laugh. There had been no remains found in any of the Winterlight's compartments. You had checked. They weren't so lucky, you guess. Not in the end. You hold up a vial of stabilizer to the light. This was all you find in their compartment. A parting gift from messing up. Well, it won't go to waste now. You put it in your pocket. The thought still bothers you though. 2 ships carrying sleepers coming into the same yard. 2, one after the other. That feels wrong. You flick back and forth between datasets and the terminal thinking, and you see that thumbprint again. The mark of someone trying to get in. Someone who entered the Winterlight with precision and speed, and when they were done, left the reactor to clean up the rest. The thought of that person makes you shiver. Suddenly, the office door creaks open. Dragos stands in the doorway, staring at the equipment and notes you have assembled. What is all this? He snatches the slate from the desk, faster than you realise he could move. You run an investigation here? What am I paying you for? The drone on his shoulder starts whirling shrilly, his anger passing to it through his implants. Are you hiding something? Where's the ship from? Stay silent. Stay silent for a second. He starts shaking his head. I know you have a lot of questions, but this isn't the way. He turns away, muttering to himself. This is the last thing I need. This ship had a sleeper on it. Dragos freezes, suddenly angry. What did you say? He pushes past you to look at the terminal, at the list. He shakes his head. So what? Aren't all of you trying to escape? You were lucky it was you who made it out alive, not them. He folds his arm indignantly. Dragos seems to steady himself and then turns back to you, the heat map of the reactor failure reflected in his headset's glassy eyes. I've given you a place to stay, I've given you work, He stumbles over the words, unsure what to say. There's plenty of others who have sold you on, turned you in, but not me, no. I know. He softens his look. Look, you've helped me too. He quiets the drone. I've done well by you, and you've returned the favour. He straightens up and clears his throat. This obsession you have with this ship isn't going to work for me. I can't have you making my clients nervous. I can't have you digging up whatever it is you're after. He sighs. You can't work for me here anymore. What about the Winterlight? He reaches over and switches the monitor off. Forget about the damn ship. You have enough to keep you up. Dragos reaches across and flicks off the terminal. As the light of the monitor dies, a kind of eerie calm falls on both of you. Whatever this was, it is done. You made it out, Sleeper. That means you have to move on. Someone killed the ship and its crew. What do you want? And you want to meet them? He shakes his head. We're done here. In the dark, Dragos' headset glints, and you wish for a moment you could see his eyes and meet them. Maybe then he would understand. You get up from the desk and Dragos gathers the notes, stuffing them into his pocket of his overalls. He holds the door for you, his headset and expressionless as always. You can stay in the container, I won't take that away from you. Don't come back. His tone is final, definite. With an edge of disappointment, you walk out of the office, and then out of the yard, not stopping to look back. You leave the yard, thumbing the vial in your pocket, knowing that this at least guarantees you a little more time. As you walk, your mind once again drifts to that person who killed the Winterlight, whether or not that person will come for you. Oh, so I wonder if we messed up there. I wonder if we could have, like, persuaded him to let us stay if we'd gone about that differently. But I wonder if that's why Feng has now appeared. So we can inject stable. So we have stabilizer, we have some scrap components, we have a good bit of scrap ourselves, so that's good. Before we quickly go and see Feng, let's head to... Oh, no. Sorry, not to this. Let's head to the market. Let's sell some of our scrap. Very nice. Then let's go and meet Feng. Sleeper! Feng catches your attention as you approach the Havenage building, leaning against a bay door to the side of the entrance. You approach. Easy to come in this way. Security, all that. He gives you a look. You know. He slams a button and the bay creaks open, blinking lights in the dark behind you. You follow Feng inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates, the things you don't recognise that glow with the blue screen light. There is a chorus of hums that blends into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. Feng leans on you and leans over on the server stack and gestures around you. You like it? It's a mess, it's incredible. What's all this? It's incredible. He smiles widely. I thought you'd say that. He taps a nearby server stack which beeps in response. This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from the sea of systems we call the Eye. You won't believe what this place runs on. He steps over a towering block speckled with vents. Some of these systems are built from the original station. Oh, I have no idea what that symbol is. AE1. The one Solheim built. We've had to invent new components, repair things we never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look at the Eye and think that they are a concrete reality, but this place is a system. Constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. He walks down between the hardware stacks and you follow. We are keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new, dragging it away from those corporate origins. He stops. At least, that's what I'm trying to do. He turns back to face you among the flickering machines, humming all around you. I know you can see this too, Sleeper. All these systems and sections. You can't, can you? I can see it. Makes sense, right? You're between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon. That's what I need. Well, that's why I'm really excited about this game, Bridge, because I've played through this really good. I'm really happy that you're enjoying this, because incredible. The second game also looks incredible. I don't think it's connected to the first one at all, so I'm not afraid to talk about it right now. So it's basically going to be, I think another Sleeper has got away, but this time with a crew and a ship. So it's going to be a very different game. That's why I'm really interested to. I think same premise of having this, but I'm very interested to see how it executes. That's why I'm even tempted not to play the demo and wait for the full release. But I might play it on stream, release it. The game isn't very long. If I remember right, it only took me like a day to play it, maybe 2 days. So we'll see. You glance at the lights around you, and as you do they seem to flicker, to realign to follow your gaze. Feng notices it too. I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run though. They are tracking me. No it isn't. They are tracking me. He pats you on the shoulder. Maybe it can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place. Subsystems I can't see. Access protocols lost in time and decay. Secrets. Shitloads of secrets. With your help I can unlock this place. Break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control. He lowers his voice below a hum. Even in Havenage there is old growth. Those whose roots trace back to those bad old days. You can help me dredge up the past, and I'll see what I can do to help that. What I can do about that tracker of yours, he winks. What do you say, Sleeper? I'm in. Feng pumps his fist and claps you on the shoulder. You meet his eyes. You won't regret it, Sleeper. Feng passes you a ragged-looking metal tab. A gift, he smiles. It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network gate and you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. He walks you back to the front of the bay. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours and see what's out there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above, he nods at the ceiling, have granted me an acquisition budget. I can pay for whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it. He slams the door button again. Keep it quiet, keep it clean, Sleeper, and I'll see you soon. You step, blinking, back out into the passage, those flickering lights still in the back of your mind. That was cool. Oh, we've got more drive. I think photosynthesis to regain our energy at home. I actually think that's going to be really helpful. With Feng's Bay, what does Feng actually want? Okay, so data. Okay. So Feng wants data, we've got the shipyard. I'm interested to see what happens with the shipyard. So Hunter's not after us at the moment. But we might as well see the Solheim gate. Oh, okay, so that's where we need the Solheim cipher. Oh, okay. So that's how this works. Let's see, and let's hope Hunter doesn't come after us again. So gate access, leave. And that lets us access other nodes here. Okay. So Hunter looks like it's asleep, maybe? Or it is here, I don't know. So that's 4, we can't do that. I wonder if there's anything that needs a key. 2, 3, and 3 again. Okay, so we just haven't got the key for that yet. So that's a 1, definitely not able to do that. Yet again, agent. That might not be good. Oh, and Havenage Gate, so that's a cipher as well. Okay, interesting. Well, we haven't got the ability to do them just yet. Which is fine. Oh, there's a ship crate. Buy some scrap or unload containers. They'll pay a wage for anyone willing to help them. Own scrap. Okay, interesting. Don't need to do that really just yet. This. What's the lower end gate? Oh, it's 60 cryo. So this trouble in the lower end. You have to get an imposer to offer entry. No one gets in without paying. I do want to leave for there, but I just want to check what the shipyard building does. Because we haven't actually done it yet, and I want to see what happens when we get noticed. So there's hull materials, and there's just a shipbuilder. Let's assist the shipbuilder. It's not as dangerous. It's risky, but it's not dangerous. That's 2, nice. A little bit of cryo, a little bit of yard work. Completely fine. Let's head back home and have a snooze. Ooh, so the photosynthesize. Okay. This game is really promising. I love it already. It's good. Right, I want to see if we use our wands and just photosynthesize a little bit. So we gain energy. A little bit of energy. We'll leave the one because I think there was a one thing we needed to do. But interesting. So this is a way for us to gain energy without eating. Which would definitely help our money situation a little bit. I swear there was a one. One of these was a 1 anyway. Which one is it? That's a 2, we can do that. Bypass, leave. Now what's... Okay, Hunter isn't too upset. Extract data. Oh! Data. Okay, Hunter's a little bit upset, but that's fine. There it is. Bypass, extract the data. Solheim data. Can I want to maybe get Hunter to 3? I don't know if 3 is bad though or not. We're gonna. I guess we'll find out in a second. Actually, you know what? Let's head out of this mode. We're fine for now. Don't wanna, you know, annoy too much in this in this universe. Again, it's a shame about the shipbreaking yard, telling us to go away and never come back. Assist another shipbuilder. Hopefully this goes well. It did not at all. It went really badly. Understood. Gonna have to get some food. This should go well. Hey, 5 cryo and a little bit of yard work. Let us head to the to Emphis stall. Let's eat some nibbles. Costs us 15 cryo to eat, but that is fine. We're having a good munch. Just say, I understand this game's going to be a very different pace to what we've been playing recently, but I think it's quite a nice change of pace, really. What have we got? We've got ship mine fragment, we've got stabilizer. Oh, we should have actually. Let's head to Feng. Give him the data we've got so far. Hey, and they're able to pay for it as well. Awesome. Down. Let's catch a few wings. Another day on the station. Again, hunted. That's terrible. Let's use up the really bad ones. Just see if we can gain some energy back. So we use 2 a day. So that's good. At least we've got 1. And let's head back to the shipyard. Assist the shipbuilder. That's kind of half 1. Goes well, nice. If it doesn't, we lose energy. Again, that's not great still though, is it? Hey, it worked out though. Worked out. Then, do you need anything new? No, this doesn't quite stabilize it. Let's head back to our house and see if we can sunbathe for a little bit with this. Okay, we've got a little bit back. We'll shipbreak. We'll continue shipbreaking, let's do it. Or assisting a shipbuilder. Yeah, I think this is one where I'm going to break it up into episodes, where it'll be probably around 2 hours long, you know. I think that's kind of the sweet spot for videos like this, where it's like, okay, it's too much, even for me, it's too much to hear in my own voice. But it is quite good. Send that cycle. Let's sunbathe a little bit. Hopefully this gets us enough. Yes! So if we sunbathe a 2, we get enough back, which is interesting. And Hunter doesn't seem to go away when we do this. That's where it's interesting. That's what I'm interested to keep an eye on. So if it goes away or not when we're in this sort of weird mystical realm. What's this one saying? It's a free, might as well get a free on the bypass. Let's extract that data and get out of this before it goes badly. Okay, we're out. Let's then head over. Oh, no, not shipyard. Oh, actually, no, we can do the shipyard, might as well. This should hopefully finish it. If all goes well, there's 75% chance it goes well. Yes, brilliant. Now we're a yard hand, which is Lem Mina. And just to say, Bridge, I'm probably going to go to Lem Mina route. You're going to like them. You're going to like them a lot. Right. What was Rotunda? Still dot plans, explored Rotunda. That's Dr. Bridge. List, Watcher. Fair. Sabine surgery. What do we sell? What do we sell? What can I do? Actually, you know what? We haven't explored this at all, but I don't want to end up on a watch list. Let's explore the Rotunda to see how that goes. Ah, so okay, so there's this good and bad. So we end up on the watch list if we do bad actions, we end up here if we do good actions. Got it. Okay. Because I just realised we haven't really explored anywhere. The music is phenomenal. How's the audio balance, by the way? Is it okay, or do you think the game needs to be turned up a little bit? Oh, I need to complete... Ah, because we need to introduce ourselves to Lem Mina. Oh, unit assembly? Ah, okay. So this is like working on the ship as a builder. Perfect like this? Amazing. Good to hear. Lem Mina. Hey, Psychon! How you doing, my friend? Little while. Hope you're doing well. Playing a bit of a different kind of game today, Psychon, with Citizen Sleeper. Sort of as this kind of reading along to what is pretty much a visual novel, but it's quite good at the same time. Really good. Right. From the walkway, the sidereal horizon looks impossibly vast. A landscape of plating and frames. All along her flanks, torches flicker. Drones maneuver, arc lights glint. The sense of scale of industry is both stunning and strangely unsettling. From the walkway, the sidereal horizon looks impossibly vast. A landscape of plating and frames. All along her flanks, torches flicker, drones maneuver, arc lights glint. The sense of scale of industry is both stunning and strangely unsettling. Which is quite beautiful, I think. Yeah! Into romantic visual novels now. It's just this one, to be honest. It's the only one I think I've ever played. So it's, I mean, if it does well on YouTube, I'll play definitely more. But, yeah, it seemed quite fun so far, to be honest. You turn to see a figure a little way down the walkway. Leaning at the railings, he is thin, ragged, his work gear poorly fitting and loose. The torches of the sidereal horizon flicker in his eyes as he turns to you. Lem. He leans back on the row, revealing a child standing beside him, staring out of the ship. And this is Mina, he adds with a smile. Hi, Lem. Hi, Mina. Say hi, Mina. Greet the kid. She stares and tucks herself behind Lem, who dutifully picks her up. She's a little slow to trust, aren't you, Mina? She buries her face in the folds of his overalls. Mina looks out from Lem's chest, a dark brow eye twinkling from the rough material. You working on her, then? Lem asks eagerly, gesturing to the vast ship, or just admiring. He shifts Mina's weight to his other arm. Admiring. Understandable, he nods, gazing back out at the sidereal horizon. You like her too, don't you, Mina? He jostles her a little. She's Mina, and my ticket out of this place. Our escape vector, so to speak. Shit. You haven't heard? Anybody who takes a havenage contract on the sidereal horizon will be entered into a draw for the transit support crew, he smiles. We won't get to sleep the journey though, but a couple of decades of service will be nothing for me, and Mina if it means landfall on a new world, he winks. Transit support? Decades? It's a long trip. He straightens up, stretching his back. That's a colony ship, friend. The Celis Foundation is sending thousands of people to settle a system well outside the reach of the core worlds. It will be totally independent colony. No surrogacy, no corporations. Why is it here? Celis founding? Oh, sounds crazy. Why is it here? Why build it here, you mean? He grins. Don't ask me. I don't know. I know as much as Mina about that. He ruffles Mina's hair thoughtfully. I suppose many corporations weren't too happy about breaking with the idea of surrogacy, setting up somewhere without it feeding back to the core. Maybe Celis got locked out of the corporate shipyards and had to go begging for somewhere to set up, homeless just like Mina and me. Mina responds by pushing his hand away. Daddy, she whispers, food. Pulling an exaggerated, grumpy face, she glances furtively at you? I don't know how to say that. Furtively at you as she plays with a set of dog tags that hang from Lem's neck. I'm just chatting a little meanie. Give Daddy a sec. He turns back to you and you suddenly notice how tired he looks. I'm not in the Havenage crew yet, but I'll work my way in. You can do it too, friend. We have to stick together. He smiles a little shakily and you wonder how long he's been working to break into the official shipyard's crew. Yeah, maybe. I'm working on it for sure. He looks out at the sidereal horizon as if trying to pull energy from those flickering torches from the vast hole. We got held out, okay? You aren't quite sure if he's talking to you. That's how it works. While he stares out, Mina catches your eyes curiously. You agree, Mina? She straightens up and meets your eyes. Daddy loves me, she says, it stubbornly, daring you to question her. Lem smiles and lifts Mina. That's it, we hold on. She smiles sheepishly at you. We are just a couple of softies, isn't that right, Mina? He sets her down. Standing by his side, she clings to his leg. Go feed this one. He pats her back. Maybe see you on shift, eh? He turns and they walk down the walkway away from the shipyard. You see them talking, and then a moment later, Mina turns around and stops. See you, robot! Her shouts echo down the walkway, and she flashes you a parting smile before running to catch up with Lem. You watch them a little before you turn back to the impossible scale of the sidereal horizon. A ticket out. Ooh! So a potential ending path. Who knows? Oh, and a ship coming into dock. That's quite cool to look at. Oh, and there's a bar. Overlook bar. So we can get a drink. Sure, Feng can be bought or buy rations. Ooh. Okay. So we can get food there, or we can buy a drink. See how it goes. Okay, cool. Then there's just the rotunda as in a general. Oh, I mean, we can guess max that out for all the info there. Interesting. Right, back to the empty container for us to have a kit. And the cycle, and let's get into a new one. Alright. I'm gonna wait until we get it down to maybe 3 before I take these stabilizer, just because I don't know how frequently we're going to be able to get them, especially if they're 100 each. Whew. Not cheap. Alright, let's sunbathe for a bit, hope it goes well. Go well? Yeah, oh, it went partly well. It went partly well. I mean, that's enough for us not to starve today, that's fine. Let us head to... What's Havenage offices? Ah, fragment supply. Sophisticated tech is rare on the eye, so shipyard is happy to pay ship mine fragments they can dismantle and reuse. Tracking yet again. Slightly advertises Havenage looking for information on gang activity in the eye. They'll pay. Okay. Interesting. If I go into... Oh, freighter. Haggle over prices. Buy ship mine fragment. No thank you. It's interesting, because obviously I can go up the lower end, but I've never done it, and I don't know if I have to pay every time. But, you know what? Let's have a look. I want to see. I'm interested. We've got some not maybe great rolls, but we can have a look. Ah! Okay, so we can just go straight through. We just pay the one-time fee and then we're in. Okay. Low end. Block maintenance. Maintained by the residents, the ramshackle blocks are always in need of repair. Helping out is a good way to make friends. Play tabla, a clack of filter caps can be heard in every concourse in the low end as residents play rotating rounds of this game for cryo. No one knows you're here. You'll need to change that if you want access to low end residents facilities. Okay. And then what's the t'other? Ah, the free spoke. Enter the spoke, scale the spoke. The only way to explore is vertically. There are no maps here. Okay, interesting. I just find it very just cool, the idea of ending up on this unknown like ring station, and that's it. You've got to figure it out. It's like, wow, okay, cool. And there's so many options we have right now of things to do, so I think it's quite cool. I mean, it's not great, but it increases it by 1 to 2, so might as well give it a go. Uh-oh. Right, we don't want that to happen again. Oh my god, right. That's really bad. Okay, let us leave. And go back there with 4 plus things. Oh my god, that was really bad. Wow. I did not expect it to go that badly, to be honest with you. Then, you know what, we're heading to the bar, let's get a drink. Oh, the drink's the 6 cryo. Okay, let's get a drink. Got some energy, we'll just buy a second drink as well, that was mortifying. And you know what, we'll just buy a third drink, might as well just max that out, it's not too expensive. Overlook. The glass shatters on the steel bar beside you and the taunt doesn't take long to follow. Oh yeah, Oberton. Hey Horn, the spacer calls out to you from low room. What are you doing here? He laughs at his own lame joke. Playing human? Ignore him. You hunch a little further, staring at the hundreds of tiny impact points that scar the bar's surface. A hand falls on your shoulder, but as you flinch away, it pats reassuringly. You freeze in place. Ow! The voice comes from behind you, spat out like a shot. You turn to see bright eyes, dark hair, a stare that would breach the wall and vent you all in the hard vacuum. Tala, owner of the Overlook. As you turn back to the space of the second glass comes sailing through the air. Catch! Your forearm hand, the glass shatters at your forearm, showing your forearm goes, ow! Oh, whoops. Should have left that go there, really. Through the haze of glass and groll vapor, you see Tala leap the bar and close the distance to the spacer. The thud as he slams into the wall echoes the bar like thunder. Now flanked by other figures, quick to their feet, Tala throws the spacer out through the door and stands silhouetted against the rotunda lights. You touch your arm and it feels wet. Someone helps you to your feet and back onto your stool. Broken glass rattles as it is cleared and a fresh measure of gruel is glugged out in front of you. The same hand, warm, heavy, falls on your shoulder once more. He isn't coming back. We don't tolerate that kind of shit here. Tala flops out onto the stool beside you. Let's get a look at you. Tala wipes the powdered glass from around the wound and someone places a bottle of alcohol and a metal tin with tweezers on the bar. She disinfects them and turns to you. That was an ambitious catch, she smiles, pulling a sliver of glass from your forearm. Stupid, but ambitious. You don't feel pain, only the string of status messages your body delivers concerning dermal damage and exposed structures. You do feel the care though, as Tala's bright eyes search your thick synthetic skin for splinters. Watch her, look away. Watch her. Tala works with the skill of someone who has had to pick glass splinters from the skin of a stranger before. She hones in on each bright shard, all the time tapping the tweezer tips in little rhythms that only she can follow. Tala smiles herself. So, you been on the eye long? Just arrived. I thought so. I've only seen you here a couple of times. A splinter clinks into the tin. Not everyone is like that idiot. We don't all hate you. She glances around. Some of the regulars maybe. They fear you. Maybe they're just curious. I don't know. But I do know that the Overlook is a safe place. I know what it's like to be new in this place. Trust me, she meets your eye. I'm not trying to convince you of anything or separate you from your chits. I just want you to know that if you need somewhere, you can always come here. I know the rations we've got aren't much, and the company is, she leans in, limited, but if you need work, I'll happily put you behind the bar. And if you should need shelter, well, we can discuss that. You'll be safe. I usually have Francis on the door, but he's up in the Greenway this cycle, haggling with our supplier. Francis tends to be particular about who we serve, even if the clientele isn't. She places her tweezers in the tin with a clink. That's you, sleeper. Here, she slides a glass of Groil up to you. This'll help. She stops, her hand still on the glass. Wait, does this help? I mean, can you get drunk? Let's find out. She laughs. Don't just sit here too long. I'd hate to see you become a real regular. She walks back to the bar, gathering the glasses as she does, and before long is retelling how she threw that spacer out to a new group that just wandered in, complete with dramatic actions. She gestures in your direction and you instinctively look away, back to the worn surface of the bar. You take a sip of the Groil. Groil? 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 The earthy fungal tones fill your senses, almost blocking out sight and sound, like diving headfirst into a bog. You may not be able to get drunk, but this connection to something grown, something fermented, something old, feels good. Nice. So what is that, job opportunity now? Bar shift, buy ration, hey, good service, can be a tough crowd, your Tala's back in, that means a lot. The pay isn't great, but tips can make all the difference. So we need an engage point. I mean, that could go badly, but let's see. Kaboom! Okay, goes well, and fighting cryo, good service. Okay. Cool. Okay. Has that gone down? No, Hunter hasn't gone down at all. I'm worried about the turn after this, where we potentially get murdered? I'm not sure. So being hunted is not a good sound, really, is it? Right, we have one, so might as well see if we can turn that into some sunbathing. Yep, gives us some energy. Gives us a good amount of energy, actually. Unit assembly, we want to use our 5 here, 100% pass rate. Definitely use that. What would this be classed as? So, okay, so it's either a 50% of this great or 50% of it happening. There is no 0%, which likely would be on a 3 to a 4. Okay, got it. That's what we want to do going forward, because I do not want to accidentally ruin that. What's the officers? Fragment supplier, tracking again. We really don't need that at the moment. So we've got 3 merchant freighter. Again, this is the one that, yeah. We don't want to do that. We have a dock, water exchange. I mean, let's head down to the lower end. Lock maintenance. Chance will go badly, but like traveller. I could earn us some money. Hey, we made free cryo. That's $1. Now comes to not being murdered. Oh look, we've actually got points of mission to interesting. And our character seems to be doing well-ish? I'm unsure. Let's head home and hope we don't get hunted in our sleep. Let's find out. This could be bad. That didn't sound good. So... Oh. Ethan. Cynical bounty owner. Hold it there, sleeper, comes a voice behind you. Don't you run. Run! The strike across your back knocks your face down to the floor. I told you not to run, idiot. Ethan pulls you up. He's wearing a wide smirk and slick jacket, and you immediately know he's trouble news. Terrible news. You got all the way out here, and then stayed put. He laughs a cruel laugh. That's a sleeper thing. You're my first. You barely hear him. You notice the handgun he had levelled at your chest, and it's hard to take your eyes off it. He reaches down with his other hand and slips some kind of ring out of a belt loop without taking his eyes off you. Making it to the Ido. That's pretty good. This place isn't so bad. Bars, markets, people. I pull most of my contracts out of the asteroid caves, or off godforsaken moons. He splits the ring into perfect circles. It's hard to hit civilization when there's so much space to pass through. Who are you? Stay silent. Who are you? Just a freelancer on a contract. He reaches over to slide the rings around your wrist. Go easy. Make a break for him. Let him... Ooh, what do you think, Bridge? Should we fight him? Or should we let him slip this ring around our wrist? He has got a gun pointed to our chest right now. Which might be not great. Ooh. Decisions. I'll think about it for a minute. Because if we make a break for it, we get shot. I don't... Break? Do it. See the chance the moment his eyes leave you, watch the ring, you spin, knocking him away and sprinting down the corridor. Then the shots ring out, echoing off the metal so loud it hurts your ears. A bullet hole smokes on the wall beside your head. Ooh, he's accurate. He's accurate. Whoa! How you doing? You freeze and Ethan closes the gap. This is very boring routine. Trust me, I've seen it all before. He slips the ring over your trembling wrist. Ethan nudges you to start walking. To the ship and home, he whistles, going easy. You stumble down the corridor, your hands behind you, your mind racing. And again, welcome War. We're playing Citizen Sleeper today. A little bit of a different game, well, very different pace to what we usually play, but again, very enjoyable nonetheless. Who hired you? We can work this out. Please stop. We can work this out. Can we? I don't see much in the way of assets in your possession. Ethan yawns and continues to nudge you down the corridor. Shame to come all the way out here just to head back to S&R right away. The track of yours makes this too quick. Was hoping you'd put a bit more of a chase, you know? A running battle through the Bright Market maybe, or a holdout in the low end. There's a few establishments I would have enjoyed checking out while I was around. Oh, what did you got invited into MC? MC tonight? What kind of MC? I'm thinking, there's so many, when I read MC now, what? My brain immediately goes to Minecraft, and I'm like, that's not Minecraft. I'm like, I don't think it wasn't about Minecraft, but you could be, I'm not sure. You walk on in silence for a little longer, desperately trying to think of a way to escape. That S&R tracker will be the death of you. That's not great. Hey, I have an idea. Ethan interrupts your thoughts. How about on the way back to the ship we stop for a drink? I'm buying. He laughs at his own joke. I have a better idea. Stay silent. Although, muses Ethan, I've got myself thinking, what's the rush here? Here we are in one of the most lawless joints in the surrogate system, and we're heading for the exit. He pauses. He tried to trudge in silence. Oh no, you did get Minecraft. Nice! New server or, and modded or unmodded War? I know you do like a good modded server. Okay, here's the idea, starts Ethan. You and me, we make a little agreement. Here are the terms. He turns you to face him. You run, or leave, or try to abandon the eye, I shoot you. You plot, or scheme, you try to kill me, I shoot you. But, and he smiles, you come meet me at an establishment of my choice, every few cycles, and you pay my tab. I don't shoot you, he pauses. You don't mind pay my tab, he rattles his handgun. Get the idea? I get it. Okay then, sounds good to me. Like a deal. He stretches. You know, I really thought I was going to have to kill you, but this sounds so much better. Well, this is so much better. He usually clicks something at his belt. He clicks something at his belt and the rings release from your wrist. I'm going to see if I can find my old stall at the Compressor Club. Come see me there. Oh, you're doing Skyblock. Okay. When are you starting? Or have you already started? He aims the handgun at you, squinting down the sight. Just let me remind you, that body of yours is one big tracker, so don't even think about leaving the eye. I'll know. Ethan turns and strides off down the corridor, slipping his handgun away. A mix of relief and terror you feel is overwhelming. What are you going to do? So we've got a guy who wants to murder us, constantly, and we're going to have to pay his tab. Understood. Where is he? Okay, so he's over here, Compressor Club. So I guess if we don't do it, we die. There's better things in the world. Oh no! Oh no! I hope it went well, but I'm sad the audio didn't record from it. Let's have a look at this. So, fishing extractor again. Chance again, random scrap item on engineer actions. Scrap condition. There's emphasis. Break-in. Predictive reasoning. Dissection display potential positives and outcomes. Gauge. I'll probably do this so we can know what the positives and negatives are. Oh no. Well, can I do that? Eh? Oh, I didn't have any. I thought I had one for some reason. Whoops. Interesting. I thought the driver would give me a point. Oh well. Then let us head over here. This is good. This is actually the best outcome we could have asked for. 4s to 5s. That's always nice. I threatened him with cheese bread. Oh, I'll wait till the next day to finish that one up. Let me. No, that won't work. What about here? Haven agent. What's that mean? Oh, you need a 2? Cool. Bypass and extract that data. Oh, interesting. ATM 9 to the sky. What's it? Minji Minji Express. Noodle factory and delivery. Noodle manufacturer. Minji has a kelp stack in the basement and he makes noodles from the seaweed. He doesn't pay much but will feed anyone who does a shift. Special delivery drilling noodles in the nameless units or lower end. Takes guts and a certain fearlessness when it comes to asking for tips. Okay. I love the joke that's just in that. That could be so bypassed so easily. So we don't need to buy another vial just yet because we have the spare. We'll probably use that soon. I'm just thinking, is it worth using the 6 there? Does he buy the other one? No. Okay. Let's head to the Overlook. Let's do a good shift. $15 cryo and a lot of good service. Let's head to bed. I mean, there's no point running around. You know, they know that he knows where we are. Down to 3. Okay, this is when I want to take the vial. And we're good. Right, we need to have some nibbles, which I guess I'll do in the apartment. Yeah, I say apartment, container, though I guess there's no difference between apartments and containers nowadays, to be honest. So if we get 1+ to endure, at least that'll mean even our 1 drops aren't as bad. Yeah, that's what we like to see. Then if we head over to the shipyard, we can max this out, because this will then get leveled up, so then it's 100%. Because we do not want to accidentally add another quality control issue, and then we're axed. Ooh. Each shift, a crowd of would-be workers gathers outside the shipyard, each of them clinging to the 4-digit number printed on receipt paper. These are their assignment numbers, and you're either called for a shift, or you aren't. As you arrive, the crowd is restless and chatter rumbles through the lines. For those who, like you, have graduated to the work teams, shifts are guaranteed. Having just walked out of a meeting with a supervisor where you were praised for your efforts, you feel a glow of a job well done. Yet you can't help but feel empathy for those huddled as you pass, waiting for their number to come up. You keep your head down as you leave the shipyard, feeling a little guilty as you do. Hey sleeper, wait up! Lem's voice trembles as he shouts above the rumble of the crowd, and you turn to see him pushing through Mina crying in his arms. Lem! Good to see you, friend. He's breathing hard after shouldering through the waiting workers. I just read your message more. It's all good. Forced him to watch this thing when he adds channel points. You'll have enough accumulated to waterboard him. Actually, that's a great point. I've got a little bottle of strawberry and lime next to me. So I'm gonna have a little sip of that. That actually, sorry, that got to me a little bit then. So, I didn't expect to be told I was going to be water bottled. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate it actually. Right. You made the work, team. Good for you. He tries to catch his breath, stroking Mina's hair as he does. Shh, baby. Give me a second here. He smiles weakly at you as he comforts her, and her cries start to fade. Out of the crowd, he sets Mina down by his side, shiny streaks down both of her cheeks. As he does, you see he is clutching an assignment number on a crumpled piece of paper. Waiting on a shift. Is Mina okay? She's good. Just had to rush up here. He puts his hand on her shoulder and she clings to his side. Esther, who usually takes her, is sick. He stretches out. I don't know. A noise from the entrance, a klaxon, followed by a list of numbers growing brightly on the display screen. The crowd responds instantly, pushing and pulling as people try to wade to the entry point. Lem stops and turns back towards the crowd, then glares down at his crumpled paper. That's my number. Shit. Mina. He starts patting the pockets on his gear and granting around. Go. I'll watch her. He blinks a little, staring. Thank you. He crouches to Mina. You're gonna stay with our friend here, okay? They're going to keep you safe and... He stands back up. Here, take a bag. He shoves it in your hands. She's got food, I have to go! He backs away into the crowd. Mina, I'll be back real soon, okay? Be good. Then Lem disappeared into the roiling crowd, who were now trying to get into the shipyard before it locks down. Mina stands staring, suddenly small without Lem at her side. She fixes you with a dark-eyed look you can't quite read. Little old bunny, and big old, blanky looks of it. Hey, strawberry and lime too. Is it a certain of a Copperberg variety by any chance? Hey Mina, let's move, stay silent. Hey Mina. Yeah, that's how it goes. Gotta be done. She holds the stare, unmoving. The two parallel tear tracks still glint on her cheeks. You okay, Mina? She sniffs and looks down. Look in the bag. You unlatch the top of the bag and see a few metal containers fashioned from scrap components. A battered slate sits on top, blinking a low battery warning, and tucked beside is a ragged rabbit, hand sewn. Take the rabbit. You pull the rabbit out of the bag, its long limbs waggling as you do. Mina goes to jump and grab it, but holds herself back. She stands and hugs herself with the rabbit. What's the name? Mina turns away and looks at the entrance shipyard. This isn't going well. Give her the rabbit. You hold the rabbit out to Mina. She snatches it from your hand. She hugs it tightly and says without looking away from you. Bun Bun, she says, staring you down, ferocious despite her size. Hi, Bun Bun. You move a little closer as you speak, closing the gap. He doesn't speak, she says. She looks at you suspiciously, but her face softens a little. She waggles Bun Bun in front of you, then walks him up your arm and onto your shoulders where he sits. She pokes your arm a couple of times. Are you really a robot? I am. So cool! Mina has more questions, lots of questions. Questions about where you breathe or if you rust. But before long you were talking about rabbits. About what Esther, the lady who usually takes us, smells like. And whether or not fairies live in the eyes, heat and bulbs. Sorry, I thought I misread that. And that, nope, that's what it said. You pass the time like this, sitting side by side on the floor of the walkway as others pass by. Sometimes talking, sometimes drawing on the slate, sometimes playing with Bun Bun the rabbit. And this is how Lem finds you. Just both of you, starting to yawn. He is dirty and tired, but Nina leaps up his legs into his arms as he stumbles backwards. You two get on okay? He asks, trying to keep Mina from climbing onto his shoulders. More than okay. Mina shoots you a smile from Lem's arms, her suspicion gone. Well, looks like me can be nice. He pokes her in her ribs and she squeals in delight. Thank you, friend, I mean it. He gives you a warm, wide smile. I owe you. What's last? Really? So Rage quit because they couldn't find the village elder? Oh no! That's not great. Look, he glances around. Seems like Esther, the lady who usually watches her, is going to be out for a spell. If you ever have some time, I'd really appreciate you coming down to our place in the low end. He grinned sheepishly. If you have time. But now I have to take this one to eat. He plays at biting Mina, and she giggles in response. See you, sleeper. He waves and they stumble off down the corridor, drawing gazes from passing spacers as Mina's laughter echoes down the corridor in bright squeals. We got more drive! Has that leveled us up? No. Oh, well, it's popped up. Like something did. So this side will fit up. The vast colonies come together, piece by blue, just like we see on the piece like place. Okay, cool. So obviously we've got the offices, Feng's Bay, container where we live, scrap freighter, obviously the debt with for this guy. So we need to make sure we earn enough money for this tab. Got it. Sorry, I didn't mean to yawn there. That must be the movement unit. And there's babysit Mina. Okay, cool. Let us head to sleep. And the cycle. Let's use the 2 and have a little sunbathe. Imagine that, instead of eating you just sunbathe every morning. Then you're good. What do we want to do? We need to earn some money, so we might as well do a quick session at the bar, if you will. It could be positive. Positive? Let's do it. Yeah, good service, that's what we'd like to see. Nearly got 200, so we're not doing terribly. Havenage. Let's head into the mystical world. Solheim, you need a 4, but you'll plus 3? No, you won't. No. Oh, you're plus 2? Oh, cool. I'll take it. Extract that data. Let's leave. Change back. Then Feng's Bay, let's give Feng the data we've gathered. Process their story. As I like the data's transferred, he enters stacking shits and waves you off. See you later, alligator. As the Feng's had an update. Cool, let's have a little look. As you enter the bay, Feng is nowhere to be seen. The banks of servers and machines blink out in the dark in staccato rhythms, and seeing eyes of the station's digital ghosts. Feng's voice echoes from behind a stack, followed by the hammers of the fist on metal casing. These snaky shitheads. Who's snaky? Sleeper! Feng's smiling head pops out from behind a stack. Just the emulated consciousness I've been eager to see. Come back here. You pick your way between the thrumming stacks, try not to trip on the loose bundles of cables that blanket the dark floor. Feng is sat in front of the set of monitors mounted to a stack. Tell me, Sleeper, what do you see here? Feng waves at the monitor to his side, glowing with pale lists of information. You lean in closer, looking at the links in the data. The tables seem to be filled with personal information, names, genders, dates, ID numbers, all the markers of institutional records. Names, people? Names, yes, what kind of names? Solheim. Bingo! He taps on the tunnel. I pulled these from the old data you brought in. All employees of the I's original owners, and he leans past you and scrolls down the list. This one. This is a snaky shit. He stabs at the screen with a finger. The name reads Hardinhurst. Friend of yours? Feng gives you a sideways look. Funny you should say that, Sleep. He drags a stool beside him and motions you to sit. There just so happens to be a Hardinhurst in Havenage. He waits for your reaction. You sure? Well, that's where you might be able to help me. Feng leans back in his chair. Just think about it. Decades ago, Hardin worked on this station as a... Feng leans across, looking at him on a senior strategic operations executive. Raises an eyebrow at you. Our Hardin was keeping the money coming in for Solheim. He defined priority growth initiatives, making sure the extractors they contracted out were hooked into a system that outsourced all the risk and kept the profit. Good old hardened, shuttled thousands of Palladium Rush workers into an infrastructure which meant that their cut of the work they did went straight back into Solheim. How do you know this? I grew up here, Sleeper. This is my history. I'm a child of the collapse. Feng turned to his screen, staring hard at the strings of code flickering by. Before I was born, my parents were Solheim contractors. They ate in Solheim canteens, worked on Solheim's ships. They breathed Solheim air and slept in Solheim beds. Feng's voice raises up as he speaks, his hands fists on the terminal's edge. And the work they paid for that existence? The cycles of hard extraction out in the belt? Solheim took their cut. This was a company town, so to speak, and my parents were just another in the long line of freelance contractors willing to risk their lives for a shot at anything other than poverty. Disposable. Oh, what's your best rage? Best rage I've seen was Buddy on Armor 3. It took the groups 2 hours to meet up. Found a broken heli, spent 3 hours finding parts and repairing it. There was one place I can hear a car and Ghost stands in the middle of the road. 2 seconds later you can find. Really? Oh goodness! The snap in that disc. Ooh heck! I am proud to say I've only ever had one rage moment probably on a game in my life, and it's when my friend beat me at FIFA, and this is this is like 2 years ago. I don't even want to be like, oh, this is years ago. And I got so angry, I pulled my hands down, but I had the controller still in my hand. And I didn't do it to like smash the controller, but I hit my leg with it. And I hit my leg so hard with it that the controller didn't damage, but I had stick drift. From then on I had to buy a new one, which that's the controller I have now. So it's lasted 2 years so far. This guy, pardon me. This guy, stabbing at Hardin once again with his fingers, strategized all that, did the sums, and then somehow, thousands and thousands of cycles later, he's still going, still here, crawling the walls, like some shared snake. He survived the revolution. Surely it can't be him. But how? These guys, they were really big time. There's a lot of money it can get you as a company man. Feng relaxes a little. But, how is Hardin still kicking? I really don't know. He turns to you and smiles, so we're gonna find out. Hardin is now a big shot in these shipyards, just a few degrees back to the eye from here. Feng brings up a map of the lower eye. Havenedge might be born out of Erling's revolutionary zeal, but a flat hierarchy is not. Hardin happens to float to the top. Feng zooms in on the ship far yards. Feng grimaces. The thing is, I don't have access to those systems. The shipyard crew is pretty paranoid and don't like anyone from systems digging around in their stuff. Plus, we need more than just the name of a Solheim executive. We need proof. Feng holds up a thumbnail-sized drive. That's where this little creation of mine comes in. I call it the Ripper Worm. He turns the drive between his fingers. It'll rip through any digital storage and spin out a silken thread of filtered data. This one is set over the scent of Hardin Hurst. He hands it over. Getting into the compound might be tricky. Feng puts a hand on your shoulder, but you, however, have a particular knack for remote access. Feng grins. If you can extract yourself an Havenage cipher from a Havenage agent, then sometimes carry them among their data catchers, you can crack open the compound's network and slot the worm in through any open slot. You never even need to go near the shipyards. So, what do you say? Up for it? Yeah? Yeah, I get not letting a game bother you like that. I've kind of mellowed out with them now, especially after completing Dark Souls type games like an Elden Ring. But you just learn to mellow out after you get used to games like that, right? I knew it. I knew you'd be happy to catch this snake. Don't worry, once we nail this guy, I'll start work on that tracker of yours. I haven't forgotten. Feng scratches his chin. Anything the worm gets is sent back here to me. There's something wrong here, and I aim to get to the rotten core of it. You leave Feng digging through data among the wires and machines of the old station. As you walk out, you try to imagine the eye as it once was, a vast machine running smooth and strong, directed by people like Hardin. A vast Solheim-built machine to which thousands poured from the surrogate systems looking for a new life. The hope of a better future, engineered to line somebody else's pockets. It's an idea you're intimately familiar with. You think of Hardin, still alive, still part of this place, and wonder if the past is truly ever past. Ooh, right me the rule a little bit there. Empty container, C4 dock, Tunda, freighter. We've got the medicine, but we don't need it yet. But maybe it's best to buy one now, just to have it. Maybe do another shift. I'll do it at the end after we've used our stuff. Lem Mina's unit. Babysit Mina. Lem can't watch shifts in shipyard unless someone watches Mina. You two seem to get along last time. Lem is desperate. Shipyard, lorry. Mina gives him a chance to do that. I mean, yeah, if I can help out, why not? Work! It worked! Yay! Oh, and it gives us energy, nice. Guess we maybe eat while we're there. Maybe do a shift at the Overlook? Or what's it like on the actual ship? The shipbuilding yard. Side of Horizon. And I'm sure we'll get money for that, right? I mean, it's 100% extra positive, so we might as well. 15 cryo, Side of Horizon, 2 of what looks like to be millions. That's good. Cool. Let us then head for a nap. And cycle. Actually, that's reminded me. If we go to... Oh no, we can't even access the other guy right now. It's interesting, I like how we've got so many different missions, by the way. Got a lot going on. Got one which is terrible, but we can live with that. Again, I don't really want to hack into this while that hunter's nearly there. Container, let's just use the one to sunbathe. We get something back. We got something back. We got 2 energy. That's a full day worth of food. And let's use some of this and go somewhere else. What do we want to do? I feel like for me the only time when I raged was mainly FIFA because I'm not very good at football, it's more my friends. I was like, oh, I've never beaten them! I realised how stupid is that, I just cost myself a controller. Silly. Silly. But that's the thing, looking back at when you were younger, it's sort of like knowing that you've matured, I guess. Now can we see the one? Locations. This might go badly. We might be hunted down by that beast. Oh, we're hunted down. Hide. Sit down the ghostly structures. Oh, sorry. A glimmer in the dark catches your eye. As the orb of Hunter's head approaches appears in the distance, is looking for you. You slip down into a ghostly structure of the eye, a feeling like passing through a cloud as a data structure to form around you. Another glimmer catches your eye, closer now, that roving orb wreathed in tentacles. It flickers, jumps once, twice, then it is here. Hunter is here. Entity, submit to inquiry. Hunter reaches for you, in that unpleasantly familiar way. His waving threads suggest creating a cage. Struggle! You push against the threads as they close in, becoming frenzies as you push them aside. You're caught by whipping tendrils and feel them pulling you away from the anchor of your body. You push though, clearing the threads. Entity, hold for processing, comes the screams from behind, but you're already gliding away, back to your anchor, your body. You awake, dizzy, disorientated, but safe. Whew! That's not a fun experience, eh? What did we actually get from doing it? I'm not too sure. Let's more focus on that. We got yes again data. Okay. Keynode, that's a 1, but we can put in a 3. Don't have a 3. What else is there? Oh, wait. 1, what was the alternative? A 3, got it. And then there's nothing up here, I imagine. Yep. Right, cool. Oh, what was this? Ah, you're the... Havenstead? Ah, Haven is shipyard. We need the correct cipher to grant access. Okay. Cool. Havenage office. Tracking Yagagan. Shipment supply. What's this? I'm interested to see if our friend wants that info or not. We can look after Mina again. Is that 2? Is that safe? It's not great odds there. Don't actually mess up a kid. Major positive. Boom. There we go. Let's head to the Overlook bar. Let's then shut that in. Do a good bar shift. Obviously, next turn we're gonna have to spend some money, and let's just hope this goes well. Yes. Nope. Ah, we lost energy. Let's hope that he doesn't have a ridiculous bar tab when we get there, eh? Or as that will not be too pleasant. Energy's down a bit, but we can live with that. Let's use the 1. Oh no, I think that's fine. We won't go back into that. Digiworld just yet. We'll use the 2 as well. And cycle. No! Oh! I meant to get up, not end cycle. Are we about to be murdered for not paying the guy's tab? Uh-oh. Oh! Okay, that could have been really bad. Whoops. Make sure that doesn't happen again. I can't believe you just did that. Ethan's mocking laugh comes from along the bar. You look over to see him lean across in his pool of light. Empty glasses and spilled drinks glinting around him. It's always dark in the compressor, but this cycle the place is packed. A load of spacers mixed in with the locals. Usually they run. Ethan spins a glass on the bar, or they go spend their savings on some local levy I have to put down. They don't pay. I'm done. Wrong. Not even close. Ethan gets to his feet, the glass falls and smashes, but he doesn't seem to notice. You think that's it? 1 round of drinks and we're even? Sleeper, come on. His hands come to a rest on the butt of his handgun, dangling from his chest. What's wrong with stop? Ethan laughs hard and the people around him turn to see what's happening. I told you already about begging. Hey, I'll catch you later, Bridge. You have a good one. Probably going to wrap up soon. Anyway. But you have a good one, bud. Now, see you later. I'm a freelancer sleeper, just like you. We both signed a contract with S&ARP, didn't we? The difference is that my word means something. Closes the gap, stumbling a little. What do you think? You could just run away from your contract. You're dead. You could just steal that natty little body of yours and take it for a joyride. Play human for a cycle or 2. I'm nothing like you. Sorry, sneeze. That's what I'm saying! Ethan is addressing the bar now, having noticed the attention from the other patrons. You're a coward! I'm a professional. Though I should thank you, Ethan nods, his head heavy, for giving me such an easy job. I'm used to outlaws, you know. Real bounties. If I knew catching sad little escapees was like you was so easy, I'd have changed clients ages ago. Someone shouts from the back of the bar to Ethan to shut up. He holds up a finger in that general direction without turning around. Shoot me or let me leave. Oh, I see. Toughen up here. He gestures wildly at the crowd. Thumbs up or thumbs down, poke. Most turn back to their drinks, no longer interested in this tired show. Ethan mutters insults as he walks back to the bar. Ethan sits heavily back down in his stool and searches through his glasses for one with something left in it. The thing is, Sleeper, I can find you anywhere. It's actually wild that you haven't figured it out. That body isn't yours and it'll always betray you, no matter what. He finds a glass and downs the contents. So please go. I'll catch up with you whenever I need another. He laughs and taps the bar for a rest drink. Look at yourself. Give it up, Sleeper. I'm done teaching you for today. He settles his head on the bar and closes his eyes. I'm sick of you. Go find a job. You turn on your heel and are out. Out of the cloying dark and the sweat stench of the compressor, you walk hard and fast down the walkway, anger driving your footfalls into the metal of the rim like hammers. Ooh. One upgrade point. Hey, upgrade. I mean, efficiency might seem it. Then gauge. I don't want to try and get one in each of these, to be honest. Efficient up could be good though. Physical tool, approach problems, awareness, problems head on. I was trying to think of what they treat him as, or whether it's worth to get the Endure upgrade. I mean, it'll allow our focus emphasis to be better, which I think would be quite good actually, let's do that. At least nothing's a negative at the moment. What else to do? We need to buy a supply of those, so let's head here. Let's just buy that now. Acquire our stabilizer. Shiro takes the chits and hands you a vial. When asked as Sabine, he doesn't respond. As you quickly leave the surgery, eager to be away from Tashiro's glare, you notice something wrapped around the stabilizer vial clutched tightly in your hand. You open your hand, and a thin film marked with holes and sigils unrolls from around the vial. At one end, a hard metal strip, a handle. Inspect the film. You hold the cloudy film up to the light. It is perforated with ornate patterns of holes. You make out a word among the markings. Passkey. Is this an entry for somewhere? Inspect the handle. The metal handle is worn and pitted, but you can see a set of numbers printed onto it. 207-F, and then crudely scratched into the handle as some later date, low end. For a moment you consider going back to the surgery to return the key, and then quickly think better of it. Did Sabine want you to have this? Mr. Shiro passing on a message. Time to head to the lower end and find out. Low end, not lower end. Buy some time, one vial at a time. Another achievement. Unlock the apartment. Ooh, it's an exciting business. Find an entrance to the apartment covered in graffiti. What's in there? As you push the door open, the automatic lights flicker on the inside of the apartment. They reveal yellow plastic panels, the curved shape of wall-mounted utility units, the detritus of routine life arranged on every surface. You step inside, clicking the door shut behind. The amber light of the aging fixtures glaze, everything in pale orange. The work surfaces hold a variety of objects indistinct in the dull lighting. A pale blue button drifts from a doorway at the end of the room. Inspect the surfaces. Smudges through the thin layer of dust suggest a recent, rare and hurried visit. They trace a path to the water dispenser, the auto wash, then to a cabin still half open. On the shelf sits an empty pillowcase. Go to the doorway. You cross the cramped utility room with its auto wash, dispensers, water closet towards the doorway. Through the doorway is a dark, warm room, lit only by the faint glow of a terminal screen. Inspect the room. Bunk is tucked into the wall, the blankets ruffled. The wall desk glitters with rows of vials and containers. A briefcase lab sits open, loaded with rows of reagents and compounds. You do not recognise. In comparison, this room is clean, ordered, controlled. Approach the terminal. As you approach, there is a crackle from somewhere in the dark. Sleeper! Sabine's voice shakily echoes through the apartment. Welcome to my home. Welcome to my home. I'm sorry I can't be there. I've had to make alternative arrangements. You hear rattling noises, static. I was able to record this message, but I don't dare show my face. Something is happening within the Yatagami. I no longer trust them. The voices become distant, slipping behind the background noise. I have something to ask of you. I want you to get me out. Yatagami was supposed to hide me, to protect me. After everything happened, I was desperate. And then after that, I was too tired to care. A noise like waves passes over the recording. But I'm done with that now. I want out. Screw the debt. But I need insurance. Something I can hold against them. I have my suspicions, but I can't be sure. I need information, and, as you know, you need me. I pause, something clicking in the dark. This isn't a threat. You have to understand my position here. Another pause. I know sleepers. I've been here before. I can help you, but not with Yatagan noose around my neck. Get me data. Get me information. Get me something that I can use against Yatagan. Then I can get out and you can get what you need. Please. Rosa started cutting to Sabine's voice. Bring it here to my terminal. I'll get to it when I can. You look around the tiny room and try to imagine Sabine living here, working at the desk, sleeping in the bunk, blinking into the terminal in the dark, rolling cuts to static, filling the room with its white hiss, then silence. So that's the terminal. You sit in front of the humming terminal and hit a few keys. Sabine has left an access port open, so the rest is encrypted, locked away behind passcode. Seems Sabine might not trust you as much as they want you to think. Who does Sabine need to hide from? And what debt do they owe to Yatagan? You try to assemble the pieces, but too many are missing. The only thing you know is that without stabilizer, your body will die. You glance at the briefcase, lab at the desk, its glassware glinting in the dark. You turn away and leave, the door clunking shut behind you. Back in the corridor, you notice the scrawled graffiti of a blade on the opposite wall. Yatagan. You feel yourself being drawn into something you don't quite understand. Let's see if we can give her the Yatagan data, which we've started to gather. Nice, okay. Then I guess... I want to see if we can help her. I think when I played before, I never actually did. Which isn't great. Ah, we got another upgrade point. Nice. Right. What do we want to add? Let's do... Extractor, trench game, random scrap item on engineering actions. Oh! Wait a minute, I just looked at the next upgrades. Agent nodes give double data rewards, keep 2 dice even when condition breaking. Reroll all your dice once per cycle. Hell yeah! So we'll go for predictive reasoning, we want to get that. That is incredible. What? That is absolutely incredible. Let's see what we can do. What can we do? Use up these points, and I'm probably going to call it after this cycle, by the way. Just because I think it's a nice point to kind of end. Just a bit tired. We have no debt to pay off here for now. Let's head to... Ooh, I mean, did we ever finish exploring it fully? No, I don't think we did. Try some block maintenance. It works. And Tambler's Tea House. Tambler's room, tracking Haven Edge. We've had the Yatagan Enforcer base here, has been playing low end resident information, Haven movement. Don't really want to be telling them anything. Lem Mina's unit. Let us... No, we want to make sure they're fine. So, one off. So it's 50-50 chance, we're going to see. We might reduce some, or we might hit it. We got it! Tour the block, chatting for neighbours and collecting snacks for a while you forget about everything else. She's asleep, whispers Lem, creeping back out of the unit's tiny bedroom, sliding the door shut as he does. You are perched at a thin bar in the main room, the slate in front of you still glowing with Mina and your drawings from a cycle spent together. There's a ring, the only world Mina has known, with stick figures standing along its edge. The tall one is you. Drink? Asked Lem, producing a worn-looking bottle of broil from under the bar, its contents glowing amber in the fluorescent light. Sure. Lem nods and glugs a few fingers into a metal tumbler, a couple of metal tumblers, then sits down with you at the bar. Cheers, he offers, and you clink the metal containers together. You know, we actually have something to celebrate this time around. Lem gives you a sideways look. We made the assembly team on the side rail. He grins you bloodily. Clearly he's been desperate to tell you all cycle. Amazing! Lem holds up his drink. Couldn't have done it without you keeping an eye on little Menia back there. Lem shifts a little on his stool. He looks uncomfortable. How's our girlie doing, sleeper? I haven't seen much of her these past cycles. She misses her father, a little tricky, doing great. She misses her father. Lem looks away. Yeah. He says to no one in particular. Simon stretches out as Lem takes a drink, his eyes fixed on the bedroom door. She's great. He nods. I can't take all the credit for Mina. She isn't actually mine. He gazes into middle distance. Ah! Didn't mean to click off. I pulled her off a refugee shuttle up of one of Ember's moons. The colony was falling apart for decades after Solheim collapsed, swarming on next to nothings. Eventually, some of the residents tried to make for the eye on these decrepit old shuttles. He sloshed a drink around in his tumbler. They had no idea what they were doing. The one Mina was on decompressed halfway there. Everyone spaced. The only reason she made it was that someone sealed her in a weapon locker. She was ice cold when I reached her, purple lips. He shivers. Once I picked her up, I wouldn't let go. The medics treated her with me still clinging to her. He takes the drinks. I'm still not sure why. He reaches over and refills his cup. We weren't exactly anybody's heroes, you understand? We were private military hired in by Conway to protect their claims in the collapse. Once I got Mina, that was it. I quit. Got us dumped here. You saved her. I'm going to sound like an idiot now, but he sighs. She saved me. The truth of it. He looks around the decaying unit, its stained plastic, plating and flickering lights. Me. I brought her to this. She was tiny, too small to know what she lost. I can't stop thinking about it. He rubs his eyes, dark with tiredness. Well, if our number doesn't come up in the drawer, sleeper, what then? The side rule will set off without a thought, leaving us here. What kind of life is that for her? You'll make it. Sorry, I know you don't have it any better. He looks at his cup and pushes it away down the bar. This is a celebration, right? Both of us are a team now. Both of us are in with a chance. Exactly. Imagine, all three of us riding the sidereal horizon out of here, to a new world. He looks into his glass for a moment, but I think he drank it too fast. He laughs. Okay, I thought my eyes were moving out weird because I noticed the background was moving. I thought I was falling asleep at the table. Lem stands and starts to clear the glasses into the auto wash. I need some sleep, friend. See you around. Alright then. He catches your shoulder as you turn to leave. Thank you, sleeper. I mean it, from both of us. He pats your shoulder and you slip out of the dark walkway. With thoughts of little Mina on your mind. Ah, that's a nice one. Ah, good robot. Help a friend and have fun with Bun Bun. I know we haven't visited Emphis in a very long time because of all the food we've been well, with the fact we've been sunbathing to eat. That's what in the cycle there we haven't got useful. Oh no, I should have checked the cyber mode. No? So there's a predictive reasoning in here, but I'm going to call this there. I'm just going to quickly end the recording. So thank you for whoever joined me on YouTube. Really appreciate it, and I hope to catch you in the next part. See you then. Bye now.